In this world, there are incidents that make a person's hair stand on end. Those who work in Saudi Arabia know that the Rub al-Khali Desert is counted among the most dangerous deserts in the world. If a person gets lost inside this desert, his death is certain. It is impossible to survive in this desert. But a Pakistani Pathan who got lost inside this desert survived for 40 days and astonished the whole world. How that Pathan ate insects and worms to save his life. His body had become such that only bones seemed to remain in it. In the sea, there is still hope of survival, but in the desert, that Pathan even defeated death. Thus, the world's most dangerous desert, Rub al-Khali, was defeated before him. Ruhail Khan belonged to the city of Peshawar, Pakistan. He was 20 years old when his father passed away from this world. Therefore, he went to Saudi Arabia on a free visa to work, and thus all the responsibilities of the house fell upon him. When he came to Saudi Arabia, he did every job he could to earn some money. Within 5 years, he became one of the best tower installers. Now he thought of going to Dubai to work. To go to Dubai, he had to pass through the Rub al-Khali Desert, whose total area is 2,650,000 square kilometers. Rub al-Khali is counted among the most dangerous areas of Arabia, including Saudi Arabia. Ruhail Khan could have gone by airplane, but he did not have enough money to travel by air, so he decided to travel in his own car. He filled the fuel tank, placed some food, drinks, and necessary items in the car, and departed from Jeddah towards Tabuk. Around the Rub al-Khali Desert, there is desert all around as far as the eye can see. The heat in that place is extreme. Even mobile signals do not work there. If a car breaks down there, there is no hope of getting help from anywhere. He kept driving until it was 2 o'clock at night. He parked the car and stepped out for a short walk. During this time, he saw a light at some distance. So, he started walking towards that light. It felt to him as if some pearl was shining. When Ruhail Khan reached the light, he saw that it was some object made of glass shining in the moonlight. He saw that some people drove away his car. He kept shouting, but no one heard his voice. Getting out of the car was his biggest mistake. The people who stole the car were Bedouins. Now he was standing in the middle of the desert. He remained worried all night, but there was no hope of help from anywhere because all his food and drink items were inside the car. He had a mobile phone with him through which he could contact the rescue team. Therefore, he started looking for a place where mobile signals could be found. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. Ruhail was standing alone in this vast desert. No human, no sound, and no hope. Only heat, wind, and the scorching ground that wanted to burn his feet to ashes at every step. Inside the desert, heat up to 50 degrees Celsius was waiting for him. The sand on the ground was so hot that even the shoes on his feet started to burn like embers due to the heat. Therefore, he started walking in search of mobile signals. He knew that if he wanted to stay alive, he would have to keep walking. Every step was a part of the battle with death. So, he kept wandering all day in the desert looking for signals. During the day, the sunlight felt as if fire was raining from the sky. His body started to burn, his eyes began to feel the helplessness like stone, his lips dried and cracked. The thirst was such that no sound could come out of his throat. In the intense heat, he kept walking for several hours without stopping. His body started to give up, but his mind was still working with the hope of survival. He saw something like a hill in the distance. A smile spread on his face. When he ran toward it and reached there, it was a sand dune. It was only an illusion of his sight. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. His body started aching from place to place. After walking continuously for 2 hours, he saw 2 small hills. When he reached there, he saw a small pit of water in which there was a little muddy water. He thought perhaps some animals around might come here to drink water. Without thinking further, he unwillingly drank that foul, muddy water. Ruhail Khan knew that if he didn't drink this water, his body would no longer be able to bear the thirst. By tomorrow, he would be finished. After drinking the water, he turned his mobile on again, but still found no signal. While sitting near the water, the time reached Maghrib. Slowly, cool winds began to blow across the desert. Ruhail Khan started looking for a place to spend the night. Finally, he managed to find a cave inside a mountain. When he gathered the courage to enter the cave, he found countless bats inside. His body was completely exhausted. He began to think, I have helped others all my life, treated everyone kindly, but why am I trapped in such a great calamity today? He began to recall the days he had spent in Peshawar and thought there was no hope of getting out of here alive. Perhaps even his body would not return to his family. Ruhail Khan could not sleep all night. In the morning, he gathered some remaining muddy water from the pit using a piece of stone and brought it into the cave. That water could keep him alive for another day or two. The next day, when the heat was unbearable, the cave was completely cool, so he stayed there instead of going anywhere else. When Ruhail Khan felt extreme hunger, he began eating the insects and bugs inside the cave to keep his energy up. Ruhail Khan was eating whatever he could to survive. Sometimes leaves, sometimes even licking his own sweat. In this way, a week passed. All the water he had was finished. Now he had no other option but to leave the cave, so he set off again. Countless prayers poured from his tongue to God, and God's mercy was moved. Heavy rain began to pour down. It was as if nature had showered life itself. Ruhail Khan wanted to collect the rainwater. This water was his only hope of survival, so he quickly began digging pits. He felt as though God had given him another chance to live. Ruhail Khan dug 3 to 4 large pits, each one a sign of hope for survival. The rainwater began to fill these pits, and he kept drinking from them again and again. He drank until his thirst was fully quenched. His dry throat and cracked tongue felt life in every sip. After 3 continuous hours of rain, the rain finally stopped. He spent the next 25 days living around those rainwater pits. Sometimes he would go into the cave to sleep, and sometimes he would drink the water from the pits. His body had become a skeleton of bones, unrecognizable. He survived 34 days in the desert by eating insects and locusts. No one knows what gave Ruhail Khan such strength. Finally, the last day of his life arrived. He was lying unconscious on top of a sand dune. His clothes were torn, his body completely blackened, and his eyes closed. At that time, some Bedouins who were herding goats saw him. They thought at first that some animal was lying dead. When they came closer and saw that it was a human barely breathing, they were terrified. They took a water bottle from their belts and began to give him water. Then they lifted him and took him to a nearby village. From there, Ruhail Khan was taken to a hospital in Riyadh. Thus, Ruhail Khan, who had defeated the world's most dangerous desert, finally returned home. The story of Ruhail Khan is not merely a tale of survival. It is a living testament to the limitless endurance, faith, and strength that lie within the human spirit when faced with impossible odds. In the heart of the Rub al-Khali, the empty quarter, one of the most unforgiving deserts on earth, where even a few hours without water can mean death, Ruhail defied nature itself. Stripped of all worldly resources, deprived of food, shade, and human contact, he relied only on his unshakable willpower, his trust in Allah, and his instinct to live. Each passing hour in that endless sea of burning sand tested his limits. His body weakened, his skin burned, his lips cracked, yet his spirit refused to surrender. When hunger struck, he turned to insects for sustenance. When thirst consumed him, he drank from the dirtiest pools of water, and when hope faded, he prayed, not for wealth or comfort, but for a single breath of life. His prayers were answered not through miracles of luxury, but through rain, a symbol of divine mercy that transformed his despair into survival. For 34 days, he lived between life and death, surviving not by strength alone, but by unwavering belief that God never abandons those who call upon him sincerely. His rescue was not just the end of his suffering, but the beginning of a universal lesson, that no matter how vast the desert of hardship may be, faith can bring rain even in the driest heart. Ruhail Khan's story reminds the world that survival is not only about food and water, it is about the courage to keep walking when every step feels like the last, to keep believing when every sign points to doom, and to keep hoping when the world turns silent around you. When he finally returned home, his frail body was a map of endurance, every bone a symbol of perseverance, and every scar a mark of divine mercy. His ordeal shook people across nations. Even Saudis wept when they heard how a poor Pakistani worker conquered death itself in the very desert that swallows all life. Ruhail's name became a symbol of resilience, a reminder that man's true strength is not in his body, but in his faith. The empty quarter, known for claiming lives, bowed to the courage of one man who walked through it with nothing but hope. His journey from despair to deliverance proves that when the human soul is guided by belief, even the deadliest desert can become a path to miracles.